Welcome back to the channel, and more importantly, welcome back to the Battle of the Sevens. Now, it's been so long, I think we need to rewind back a bit and explain to you what this series is all about.
This is the story of two BMW E38s with two very different builds, but one common goal: to try and build the perfect 7 Series. I managed to get my hands on Raj's silver E38. I cut the springs to see how low we could get it. Raj has been working on his Asian blue build, sorting out all the issues and doing it the proper way.
32.97.68 pence.
Okay.
Welcome back to the Battle of the Sevens.
Now, if you've been following the journey of the E38, you'd have seen that the last episode would have been nearly a year ago. The reason for the delays, well, my car, the blue car, has had heaps of problems. It's been challenging trying to get parts, and it's been expensive. However, we're now at a point that we've already shot a couple of episodes and we're ready to show you them. Let's get into it.
It's been absolute manic for the last couple of months, but the 7 is back on the ramp and keeps going wrong with it basically. One of the fog lights fell out, so I've had to order a new one from BMW in Germany. That'll be here in a few days. When I got it MOT'd a couple of months ago now, although some of the bushes weren't worn out, they weren't far off, so I thought, while it's on the ramp, let me just change some of the bushes, some of the trailing arms, control arms and all that sort of stuff, so just so that it's nice and fresh. And obviously when you're running a static car really low, it puts extra stress on all those components, so they probably weren't going to last too long anyway. I've had to replace front lower control arms here. On the rear, that's the upper control arm, that's the rear front lower control arm, so we've just changed those, changed the anti-roll bar links. Now the other problem that you have when you're working on older cars, trying to get bits like this off, it's a real pain because nuts and bolts are all kind of fused together, they're all corroded. Yeah, they just broke, so everything is nice and fresh. Also, my wheels have now arrived as well. Pretty wild fitment, to be fair. Nah, you'll see them on the car.
So we have Ellie, the wheel expert from Voodoo Motorsport, back in the house.
How you doing?
I'm really good because you've bought me something that's nice and shiny, and we love shiny bits. Parm, come check this.
You reckon?
These wheels are going to destroy your wheels on the Silver 7. Look at them, proper, original Alpina faces.
But to be fair, they only look that good because of Ellie.
Yeah,
you've had no input into these. So.
I paid for them. Yeah. Talk to me, all good, ready to go?
There's a couple of hiccups.
Okay.
To fit the parts into Jass's parts, into SRR's dishes, we had to reduce the centre slightly. I've dressed the edge up and I've done it in a fashion as if we were diamond cutting, so as not to damage the paint. Yet I've discovered that there's a problem with the silver adhesion to the primer, so it just
lifting.
It flakes off even with your nail. As you can see, the primer underneath is actually quite shiny. I mean, with powder prime and powder colours, you don't really do any keying, or the average refurbisher doesn't. But if you preheat and get the flow on the primer, when you add the silver, they should bond together, and these aren't really bonded together.
So even though what I thought, by saving time, purchasing faces that have been refinished, done to a very high level, I'm still now back to a point where I have to get all this taken off.
Yeah.
And get them repainted again.
Yeah.
So I thought I was saving time and money, but this is going to cost me more time and more money.
A bit more, yeah.
So I went for Japan Racing JR23s, which, I dare say this, they're like a BBS LM rep wheel. And no, I'm not putting BBS badges in there because that's not what I do. I like the design of the wheel, but obviously going for real LMs would have blown the budget. I've gone for 20 by 10.5 all round. The front's got a slightly smaller lip because of the offset and because I could go for a higher ET on the rear, which meant I could go for a bigger lip on the back. Check the lip out on the rear wheel. So that's 20 by 10.5, EP15 I think it is. So when you are working with cast wheels, you are limited to widths and offsets and stuff like that. But the good thing with Japan Racing is they keep the wheels in stock in blanks and with different lip sizes, and then they custom drill them. So it's actually worked out pretty well. This is a money-saving project, so I've gone for Accelera tyres all round. So Andy from Tyre Streets hooked me up with those. I've gone for 245 35/20 tyres all round. They look really good. They got a really nice stretch on them, not a massive stretch. I like to keep it within safe limits. The other reason why this has taken a bit longer than usual is that when I ordered the wheels, Japan Racing had the fronts in stock, but they didn't have the bigger lipped ones for the rear in stock, so I had to wait about 4 weeks for those. So there was a bit of delay on those, but they have since arrived, obviously, and we're good to go. Good to go. Listen, stop filming, man. Let me get these wheels on.
So I've decided to drop those Alpina faces off to Bespoke Alloys in Denham, and they will refurbish them back to OEM spec in the right paint color as well, because the paint color was incorrect. So whilst they are at Bespoke getting refurbished, I think it's time to give the E38 some other love. Now, one thing I have got is a boot full of OEM BMW parts, new discs all round, new pads all round, new sensors, ABS charge pump, and I've got 2 airflow meters. Best part of 11, 12, 1300 pounds worth of parts there as well. So the costs of this E38 build are ramping up very quickly. Right, let's drop this next door.
Parm, what have you picked up?
Hey?
What have you picked up?
Just the usual Alpina front splitter, mate. Not original, of course. Loads of copy parts available on the internet. Bobber Auto Body Technique painted it for me last week. It's ready to go on. Jay's just prepping it. It's an easy fit, to be fair, so good to go.
So here we are back at Voodoo Motorsport. It's been a while. Here he is.
Hello, mate. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm glad you're walking at least.
Yeah.
Because the last time I saw you, you were in a wheelchair.
Yeah. I had a mishap, which ended up in a quite serious break to my tibia, just below the knee, and I've now got a bit of metal work, which I'm not opposed to. I like working with metal anyway. It's been nearly 7.5 months.
Yeah,
I think 7 months.
Challenging time when I spoke to you last at Players. This is also one of the reasons why the wheels have taken a little bit longer. We've actually not needed them because the car wasn't running right anyway. But today it's good to be back here at Voodoo Motorsport, and we're going to go inside. We're going to have a look at these sexy Alpinas. So these are the fronts, and they do look amazing. Let me just show you the rear. Just look at that. And the finish is amazing, absolutely amazing. Oh, the rears, wow. So you've got obviously a bigger dish for the rear.
They were made for those dishes.
Yeah. I know 3 are already built up. And what we're going to briefly do is go through the process of building up one wheel, just to show you guys what's involved.
With the parts from SRR, these were available, ready to go, and for a similar design that takes the same fitment. But the issue was that these were made for an M8 build.
Sure.
So what I've done is I've been wanting to do this for years, actually, because I had this idea.
So I'm a guinea pig, am I?
Yeah, 100%, yeah. But I know it's a proven theory because I've stolen the idea from a manufacturer. So we use this insert for the second set of holes. I'll get to that in a moment, why there's two sets of holes. And that will be the insert for the M6 hardware. And it fits perfectly in these holes, and it locks into place with that spline.
Sure, yeah.
So the dish will sit on here and lock in. So these are prepped and countersunk, and these are countersunk, so they take these bolts. So the idea is that bolt will screw through this into this. Literally, it's a case of, hang on.
Yeah.
It's locked. I use blue Loctite. So what I'll do, I'll get all these bolts in, I'll get them sealed in, torqued down.
Sure.
And then we'll move on to the centre. Beautiful finish. And it goes like this. And oh, look at that.
Fits like a glove.
Like a glove.
Well, at least I can say when I get back to Cass, Parm, I built these wheels.
So these are the other 20 bolts. The other ones are hidden. They all go together. And so now we can just stand the wheel up. We know the dish and the barrel are going to stay together.
There we have the last wheel that Ellie and myself have built up. They're obviously not finished. There's a little bit more that Ellie has to do. This is the reason why this guy is a master of putting wheels together, because it's not an easy job. Hardware, lips and barrels, they've all come from Jazz at SRR Hardware, and obviously Ellie, Voodoo Motorsport, you've already seen him on the channel before, and we are getting ever so closer to getting my blue E38 done. Thank you very much.
Brilliant.
Been driving around half the day trying to get this thing tracked, but no one can do it because it's too low. Right, where's Raj? Let's give him a quick shout. Yo, where you at?
I'm in my little museum, just going through some of the stereos. Why, what's going on?
Your very expensive museum.
Yeah, that museum.
Yeah, come
Yes.
out to the car park.
What now?
Yeah.
All right, okay. 2 minutes, 2 minutes. I'll be there. I'll be there. What the hell? What the?
What? Sorry. We saying? Where's yours?
Where'd you get the budget for the BBSs from?
Oh, don't. Oh, listen.
Remember, this is a budget build, yeah?
Don't get it twisted. They're not LMs.
Oh, they're not?
No, they're a Le Mans style wheel.
Oh, you mean they're fakes?
No, I don't want to use the word fake. I'm not going to put BBS badges in there because I'm not going to pretend they're real. That's not what I do. But for the budget, I think they look flipping cool.
Mate, this looks crazy. This is your drive height.
Yeah,
Are you sure?
I am sure. Well, I'm not sure now because...
Where'd you get the front splitter? Alpina as well?
Yeah, that's another eBay job. Don't worry. It's all right. It's all on a budget.
This looks banging.
Bruv, you don't know. I was just driving down the A312 and people were hanging out their windows like, what the is going on?
Even me, when I just saw you pull up, I was like, what the? I knew you got the wheels, but I didn't know which wheels.
Yeah.
And the fact that you've got this stance, and I've got to say, looks impressive. A bit stretchy. Okay, be honest with me.
Yeah.
How does she drive
Do you know what?
with this setup?
So the BC Racing coilovers are bloody brilliant because compared to a lot of other coilover kits, on these ones you can actually,
I don't need a Venn diagram of a BC coilover kit cut in half.
at the minute it's a bit choppy because it's just all over the place, but on the motorway it's smooth.
Smashed it. Smashed it.
Now, where's yours?
Yeah, well. look.
Look, you've either run out of money or you're
No, that's not going to happen. That's
you
not
either
going to
run out
happen.
of money or you're getting messed around.
All good things you have to wait for in life.
These people have already waited nearly a year.
So wait a little bit longer. This is a good thing. My wheels are nearly ready.
Okay.
Have you sorted out all the lighting module issues,
So-
disco lights?
Yeah, so basically, you know what was happening. Overnight, the lights would come on themselves. You'd come back
Yeah.
to the car in the morning and the battery would be flat.
Correct.
So we basically narrowed it down to the light control module.
Okay.
So I found one in, I think it was Latvia. It arrived in about 3 days, put it in and bang, everything works wicked. The only other thing I've got left to do on this now is the two rear lights are different for whatever reason, I don't know.
I know why.
Sorry?
I know why.
Why?
They could have been on the blue one.
Robbed again. Are you serious?
Someone could have swapped them over.
Oh, okay, so
thought
you
my two-
need to pay for a pair of tail lights for this car.
They're two different budgets. You can get some budget tail lights to match your budget wheels and your budget lip.
I'm working to a budget,
Well done.
and you
well
know
done.
what?
You smashed it. Right, so look, very impressive. Well done. I've got to get back to the museum because I've got some stuff to do. I've got,
You crack on.
yeah,
Yeah, no
I've got
worries.
stuff going in my head.
Yeah.
In the next episode, we're going to jump on to the blue 750, my blue 750.
Okay.
The wheels will be here. Plus, because I'm the audio guy, mate, wait till you see what I'm doing with my audio. I've got some crazy ideas. I'm not even gonna say because you're gonna steal my ideas, but
So what you're saying, you haven't started the audio yet?
I haven't finished done the wheels. How can I do the audio? So the wheels and then the audio is booked into the workshop. I've actually got a time slot and this audio build is going to be absolutely epic. So guys, sorry for the delay, but we're back on it. We're back with the battles of the 7's. Thanks, appreciate you watching, and we'll see you in the next one, yeah?
Well, let me show you something.
Yeah, go on then. You've already done your audio.
Oh yeah.
You've just thrown the sub box in, yeah?
No, my audio's done, mate. Done!
Oh well,
Oh,
all right.
listen, have you got one of these, by the way? Look.
What's that? Soft close.
Yeah.
Yeah, mine does that.
You sure?
Mine does that. Unless you've pinched that off mine. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. You've done the audio as well.
It's done. You want to hear it?
Yeah, go on then.
This sounds sick, bro.
Oh, this is my track. Bad. That's not bad. Right, while he's in there enjoying that, I'm gonna go back in and do some work. We'll see you on the next one. And it won't be long, guys. We're not gonna make you wait another year. We'll be back with the Battle of the 7's, and it'll be about the blue E38, which is, I think, is the better 38 out of the two, especially considering how much I've spent on it in terms of repairs and so on. See you on the next one. Nice one, mate. Later.
Whilst my one is a little bit newer, so it needs a good, probably 2-stage machine polish, and we're ready to go. And I'll see you in the next episode.